Good afternoon. Welcome to this panel where we are proposing a dialogue between academics and entrepreneurs. Try to define a possible effect of tourism innovation driven by technologies. We are going to analyze possible new business model coming from Asia, and also we are going to reflect on possible success and also failures of project investment in Asian countries, but also in European countries. The question is, what can we learn from Asian success and failure? And we are going to reflect on the possible trial and error process applied in Korea and other countries, trying to analyze effect, but also trying to replicate success, but also failure in our country. So we have several leading questions in our panel. I'm Maria Pina Trunfio. I am professor of tourism management and service marketing innovation at the University of Naples, Partenope, where I am director of Tourism Innovation Lab. And also it's an honor to host Timothy Zhang, one of the leading professors in the world of extended reality, Metaverse, and other technological innovation. And it's an honor to host Yang Song, illuminated and very innovator in Korean country. Yang is going to present how we can involve young people in innovation, transforming cities in a playground. So we are going to answer some questions. First of all, what's the future of technological innovation in Asia, but also in our country, in Italy? And our model are working. It's possible to define possible new model in which we are going to combine technology with the people. What's the role of people? What's the role of new generation, young generation? How can we create a connection between technology and people? And also, I decided for this image. I love this place. This is a very impressive, magical museum in Tokyo. This is a planet created by Team Lab. In this museum, Team Lab realized a new concept of immersion, a combination between physical immersion and also digital immersion. You can walk in the water, and you can enjoy, experience fishes around you created by technologies. This is one of the leading museums. Last year, this museum realized 10 million of visitors, the W of Pompeii visitors, the W of one of the main attraction in the world. This suggests us to reflect on a possible new business model in which we can combine technologies and human touch, real world. We are going to reflect also on this aspect. We have several questions. We are going to address several questions. First of all, what are the main Asian success in extended reality, Metaverse, artificial intelligence, and other innovation? And how we can apply this kind of technologies to tourism? In another way, how we can learn, what can we learn from trial and error Asian processes? why do some technologies fails in tourism and hospitality? And also looking at the new generation, we can suggest another question. How can businesses engage Gen Z and millennials by leveraging new technologies, but also combining technologies with the real world? And last but not least, what are the new business models in tourism and hospitality in the Asian but also international perspective? To address all of this question, I'm giving the floor to Timothy Zhang. Timothy Zhang, as I said, is one of the most important leading scholar in innovation, in extended reality metaverse. He is one of the most influential research is between 1% of influential scholar. It is also chairman of one of the most important conference combining academics and industry in the world, XR Metaverse Conference, and also is a chair professor at the Metropolitan University, Manchester University. Timothy, the floor is yours.
So, thank you so much, Maria Pina. She's very good, close friend of mine, which we met 2019 in our conference in Germany. Since then, I think we collaborate a number of different projects, and I really appreciate you invite me again. I think I came here about 2 or 3 years ago in the BTO, and I'm really glad to come here again to share some of the good examples how this technology can be applied in the Asian context, and what kind of lessons we could learn from there for Italian tourism. So today I want to focus about some dual nature of excel in Asian tourism. So some of the lessons from the success and failure. Okay, this is briefly is me. Okay, and I'm a professor in Excel in the Manchester Metropolitan University, and I came to the London in 1995 as a student, okay, and then did a PhD, and since then I stayed in the university in UK, and I am really interested in this Excel and Metaverse technology, and do lots of academic and industry activities, conferences together, and how this technology can be used for our tourism and hospitality industry. So today we are going to look at some Asian context. So why Asia is special about? I think there are some interesting things in Asia. The first one is 5G and infrastructure. In generally, Asia has a very, very good network infrastructure. So for example, in Singapore, the Sentosa 5G XL test Singapore is very, very considered a successful one. And in Korea, 5G penetration in January 2025 is almost 63%. Means majority of them, about over 70% of people in Korea, they are using 5G network. Means you can do a lot of technology-based activity without any problems. And second point is tech-savvy culture and policy. So there are very high adoption of the advanced technology. Whatever the technology, they are very, very quick to adopt. And also, government really supporting this kind of technology initiative, and also private partnerships. Government really encouraged to have that kind of partnership. And third point is a global testbed. So Asia, for example, especially the Korea, is considered as one of the testbed. Any technological innovation, you go to South Korea and try first. If it works, then actually they tend to take and scale up. Okay. And there are 3 key frameworks for XR success. There are many success factors, but what I see is a deep social integration is very, very important. Even if you are using advanced technology, but if there's no social integrations, no user engagement, I think it's very, very difficult to be successful. The second point is the core service enhancement. In many cases, technology, they just replace what we are doing, okay? But tourism, hospitality industry is really service-oriented industry. It's a human capital is so important. So, technology should support this core service element, not replacing. I think many failure, actually, technology replace what's the core service elements. Technology should be a tool to enhance that. And the final point is compelling storytelling. So actually, you should have a really interesting, compelling storytelling or narratives. Okay? Without that, even though you're using advanced tech, it's not going to be successful. So I'm going to introduce a couple of some successful story and also failures. Let's have a look at the successful story. So Zapato is one which developed in Korean market. It's very much young people, young generation. They have their own community. So it was one of the most successful platform which many Korean young people, not only Korean but all the globally, they do a lot of interesting activities in this platform. And also K-Vibe Festa, like all the Korean cultural activities happening in this platform. And second one is someone with dining, example is diner in motion. So you are having some really nice dinner, but you have a projection mapping technology actually enhance the dining experience. So that is one of the some successful example. And the vanishing pharaoh in China, that is another multi-user VR cultural heritage project which give a really immersive experience where people have a multi-user large space available and people could explore. So this is some of the very successful example. But if you see why they are successful, because winners of these use XR in Asia actually to augment value, like a social graph of service quality or learning. Okay, their all main goal is actually social integration, graph and service, and enhancing our core business. Okay, rather than chase mere immersive technology. So they don't use this technology for the sake of showing how the good technology is good. Okay, but however, there are some other side of XR, which is XR fails. Okay, and I want to give some example of that. Right, the first one is Hana Hotel in Japan. It means it was started in 2015, 10 years ago. And what happened is that they replace all the human people in hotel and all the robots, especially dinosaur robots, are actually stopped. Okay, and when they started, there's so much kind of media like a spot highlight. However, after one week, 2 weeks, there are so many problems because this robot cannot do what the customer wants. Okay, only best part of this robots doing is storage. Okay, carrying some things. But other than that, they keep kind of knocking the door. Okay, and they wake up customers. It's no good as well. Adopting robot is a good idea. Okay, however, actually, it doesn't really enhance the customer experience at all. And another example is Virtual Osaka is a virtual metaverse platform, which is a really innovative idea at the moment. However, what happened was that there's nothing. Okay, the people who were involved in December 2020 is about almost kind of 100,000 people. But in a couple of months later, it's only 5,000, and then nobody actually engaged in that metaverse space. So it's a typical example. Platform is there, but no engagement, no activity whatsoever. Okay, this is a typical example of the failure. Technology platform is there, but no human involvement. Okay, and so my summary of the today's kind of presentation is there are some do's and don'ts. The first one is you should do when you adopt this kind of advanced innovative technology, you should have you should augment core service. So when the technologies can help your core service, then yes, actively adopt it. If not, then no, you should not adopt it. Okay? And also build the social loops. So user-generated contents, events, or creator economy. I think you should have this kind of human activity. And also tie XR to real KPIs. Real KPIs in business is, you have a more booking. Booking hotel room, revenue generation is the number one priority. But technology does not help to your generation, revenue generation or no business model. You invest technology, but nothing happened. What is the point? So it should be your technology is closely tied with the real KPIs for your business. Without that, I'm sorry, it's better not to adopt it. The final is a program consistently. So you should very, it requires competence about content events. So you have a long-term strategy how you're going to manage contents within this system. Now there are a couple of don'ts. So you should not, do this. Number one is replace humans in high-touch moments. I mean, tourism hospitality is really high in memory, experience, high-touch moment. But technology actually replaces all those. Of course, we'll have a very convenient, quick, easy. It's very, very useful. However, if you replace that human high-touch, is a shortcut to the failure. Okay. Second point is actually launch empty replicas without purpose. You have a virtual space or virtual reality, metaverse space, but there's no purpose. Okay, and people visit there and we don't know what to do. There's no community engagement whatsoever. It means they created space because everybody is talking about that. Okay, you should not. You should avoid these ones. The third point is chase novelty without reliability. Technology must work consistently. Okay? So don't ever just follow the novelty, wow factor. Is another shortcut to be a failure. And then ignore accessibility and onboarding. So new technology requires a clear user guidance. Okay? There's nobody who should follow how to use it and how to educate your customer to use it. Okay? So you should have a consistent user guidance. So, in summary, this is my last presentation. Slide is actually future models where XR value occurs next. There are 2 points. There are many different points, but I want to highlight 2 points. One is the digital experience. Actually, the concept of Metaverse is connecting real world and virtual reality. It's not about avatar playing around somewhere in the virtual world. Actually, it's blurring, connecting real world and virtual world. That is most important. So blurring the physical and digital boundary where value is derived from the mixture of both worlds, that's so important. If you are able to bring the value by connecting real world and virtual world using XR Metaverse, I think that is the real a key success factor. We call the digital experience, combining physical and digital experience together, but there should be clear business model, KPIs. Second one is actually co-created Metaverse. The failure of the Metaverse, the supplier or government just created a Metaverse space, but nothing happened. Actually, co-creation, content service with your tourists or users, you should continuously co-create contents. Without that, nobody will be interested in your Metaverse space. So this is my conclusion. Start small and measure uplift and scale proven enhancement loops. So think about physical physical and virtual digital experience, and also co-create in a metaverse virtual space. Those two things, remember and try something innovative. Okay, I think that's my end of my presentation. Okay, thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Timothy, for your very deep analysis and inspiring new model. You underline the importance of human touch of people and the importance to create technologies with purpose to support people. Technologies are tools for human people. So we are working in the hospitality and tourism industry, and we must underline the centrality of people. So technology is important, innovation is important, but this, as you suggest, in the case of failure, we sometimes forget the role of people, as in the case of Japan, in the hotel, but also in the Metaverse application and experiment. So digital, co-creation, engagement remain keywords and open the space for the future presentation. Thank you, Jan. Yang Song to be here. Yang Song is an illuminated entrepreneur. I am happy and honored to host you in this panel because you are going to connect Asian countries with Europe and Italy, because you are going to underline how real world play a relevant role. So you create a company, real world, in which you invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of technologies to connect young people with technology. Thank you, and we are looking for your presentation.
It's an honor to be here. Wow, how are you? Yeah. I'm In Song, Ian, or you can call me just a song, sing a song. Yeah, I'm from Seoul, South Korea, the country of the K-pop, K-beauty, K-movie. Have you ever seen in recent days K-pop Demon Hunters? K-pop Demon Hunters? Yeah. Oh, yeah, great. I brought some gift, tiger badge. So if you have interest in, and I'll give it to you after the session. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll begin.
I heard it's only 50, so it's first come, first served.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a very rare item. Yeah. I'm CEO of the Real World. It's literally Real World is for the real life experience. It's kind of the real life, the experiential game. You can see how our project is going on. And so not by reading book or watching YouTube or watching the Netflix, but you can play the cinematic play in the real spaces, like a main character in the movie. So indoor and outdoor, people love to participate their own experience, stories driven by you, integrating with the digital technology. And also, this kind of experiences, South Korea in Asia is quite popular. Last year, every year, we opened a large-scale event. Every event, so over 10,000 people play the game simultaneously in the same space, and not for free. They pay the contents. This is a new phenomenon. I show you how it works. Okay. So in Korea, we provide thousands of real-life games. In around over 100 space, you can play the real-world game in South Korea. And core is interactive story. As you can, the story depends on your choice. We provide the interactive storytelling system. And important thing is that you can make your own. If you are quite well about the PowerPoint or using the mind map, you can make your own content within few minutes. And you can also integrate it with this kind of immersive technology just by dragging and drop. Augmented reality, GPS, AI chatbot, phone calling. This makes let people participate in the story, not by just reading, not by the watching. And you can easily make your own contents, and you can distribute this kind of the games using the smartphone. You can distribute the contents to any of the venues. I show you the example. This is one of our collaboration games. You may ever seen the movie, the Disney Plus 9 Puzzle. As we make the experiential game with Disney Plus. And after we making the experiential game for them, for the contents, the actors and directors came to our places, and you can feel how they are immersed in the story. So not much more powerful. They immersive. They enjoyed excitement, and then Disney Plus published this kind of. They took this video and they published this video to their own YouTube channel. And many people watch the video. Oh, I can play the game at that place. The many people come to our place and buy a roof. So this is one of the directing stores in Seoul. We called it Real World Rooms. It's a very small space, around 200 square meters. It's very similar with this whole two space, very small space. But every year, over 150,000 people visit this place. They pay the contents. And we provide 14 contents with 4 different languages, English, Japanese, Chinese, and so on. And they choose their own contents. They play with the families and kids. They doesn't care about what people are they playing. They only focus on their own experience. This is a very unique way of the experience. And once proven contents, we can replicate that content to the other place. So this is another place in South Korea. You can see also many people standing in line. They want to play the game. This is an indoor case of the games. And the escape room, board game cafe, there's many indoor business model. But this kind of model is much more powerful. Our revenue is 6 times powerful. No man, automated operation. It's very profitable, you can see. And also, we can make the outdoor mission games. We have a lot of the beautiful places such as in Firenze or other places, and we have the great stories. We can make that story experiential. Then so many people want to go to that place and they want to experience. This is one of our games named Real Treasure Hunting, kind of the treasure hunting game using smart technology, AR, GPS, NFC, and 1,000 people visit here to experience. So that's why we 2 years ago, we set a World Guinness record for the gathering people. And we replicate this experience at other places. We asked the theme park, the Everland theme park, Disneyland. We suggest the theme park, why don't interesting outdoor game at midnight, after closing the theme park, at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Why don't we starting the scavenger hunting game in this place? As you can see, so within just 2 minutes, over 6,000 people pay the contents. Each content is over around $30, but the younger generation would like to pay the contents, would like to visit the places. And the other thing is very interesting. We can turning the abandoned site. And so this is a city hall in South Korea. It's abandoned for 5 years. But we open the interesting mission games in here that you can see 1,000 people gathering, and they fall in the stories. This is possible in Korea and in South Asia as well. We can change entire city as the ultimate game stage. We have so many stories, but we didn't know about how to these kind of stories into experiential. So after we made the solution to make your own story, you can make your own stories into the experiential. So we can change. We find out we can change the city as experiential. And we also transforming museums and exhibitions, galleries, transforming interactive way. So we can track every footsteps of the players. You can see when we open some events, all around the nations, people's gathering here, even outside the countries, visit that place to experience. You know, we called it millennials and Generation G, MG, or XYG. We called it digital natives. Digital natives feel digital as an air, not a solution or a special power. They live on the digital, right? So they would like to prepare. They prepare to offline experience. They love to experience the real thing, not for the virtual. So when we make the stories into the experiential, then they would like to visit your place, your stories, your campaigns. And digital natives in South Korea, especially in Southeast Asia, is outnumbered. Half of the population is digital natives. Southeast Asia is around 70% is digital native. So they would like to transition from the digital to the offline. So we have another chance to make the innovate. You know, just as the Roblox, right? Yeah, Roblox is for the virtual world. But the interesting is, this is online game is a very huge, we thought. But nowadays, offline game in market is much bigger than online. Completely changed. You may know the mafia game, deducting game, right? As a kind of story type game is in South Korea, it's a crime scene. In China, it's a jibonsha. It's a jibonsha in China is last year's market is over $6 billion. Around 45,000 cafes all around China, and abandoned place into the new theme park because that park is a gigantic game set. And Tokyo, already mentioned about the team lab. As I also like to Odaiba as immersive photo Tokyo. It's abandoned department stores, but some company transform it into the immersive way. You know the immersive theater, Secret Cinema or Sleep No More. And so they make the over 10 immersive contents. They play the contents with the real actors in the space. Each of the contents is not cheap, very expensive. Most cheap thing is around $70, up to $200. But every ticket is sold out. Great, right? And also, Netflix is launched the Netflix House this month, November. They opened the new theme park as an experiential. Philadelphia is a Squid Game and Strange Things. And Dallas is Wednesday and One Piece. Yeah, not for the riding, but playing the game with as an experiential. As now OTT transformed into the offline. It's very new way of the era of the game changing concept, I think. In South Korea, many local government, many business corporation as invest of the facilities. They invest a lot of money to make the building interior. Museums and some kind of the theme park, they focus on the building the space, not for the stories, not for the contents. So they are all failing. But you know, our one of the small space, just a normal building, around the 200 square meters, but we focus on the stories, experience. So many people visit that small building, not for this kind of gigantic infrastructure. And also, digital video art nowadays are becoming new era of the contents. But, in South Korea, there's so many media art exhibition places happening. But when you see that place, no one. Because people want to go that place to see the beautiful landscape. They want to be main character of the stories. Important thing is a role and their own narrative, I believe. Now we entering, Timothy already mentioned, we are entering new era of the physical experience. From text or information and video and online game, now into the offline experiential, I believe. So we can change through this integrating with digital technology. We can change the city, education, tourism, experience, entertainment, marketing, everything into the experiential, I believe. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A lot to learn from your example, your presentation, and also the importance of narrative, the importance of content, the importance to be on the stage is active, play an active role in a lot of exhibition, but not only exhibition, in the co-creation process. So you start creating a content, but people are engaged in improve, change, transform, recreate contents. This happens in Asia. What's the future in Europe? What's the future in our country? We are reflecting on the possibility to apply one of these models in our country, in our in different European country. Can this model play a role here? We have some cultural differences, but can we transform some business model in our business model? Can we combine social media application with the technologies, with the digital experience? This is the future of combination between human and technologies, as we can learn from the Asian perspective, mainly Korean perspective. So I would like give you the opportunity to pose some question. Do you have any question? Some idea? Yes.
You can use a microphone.
I just want to understand if I understood. So is your model adaptable to new cities? I mean, an operator can adapt a story and replicate a story in a city right now with your model?
Yeah. Especially in recent days, we provide AI-featured content creation solution. So you just input some of the environment or your preferred situation, then AI generate your own contents, and you should just fixing and modify by your interest. Then very easily publish for your contents to your venues.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Just in addition to that, I think in the past, that one application is developed in one context. And in order to replicate, I think you can use the software platform easily. But the question is content, because the one who was created in Korea was not really, culturally is not engaging for Italian people. Yeah, I think that is one of the major problems why one platform is not really replicable in another context. But I think we have a really beautiful this technology in AI. We can use it. Means now using existing system, you give AI to, now your context is different. You are in Firenze and you have this problem, you have many, I want to know about Galileo story or Dante story, then I want to, this content or this function, it should be changed in this way, and therefore many tourists want to understand easily. That is originally content is quite different from Korean contents, but AI can easily do that these days. Okay, so I think in the past it was technically very, very challenging. A lot of costs it was required to replicate in complete different contexts. But now everybody knows how AI can do for us. So I think not only conceptually but also practically, I think it's possible. If we are borrowing some of the little function of AI, okay, do this that way, and then contents can be easily generated according to that particular context. So I think, as Mr. Song said, I believe as a researcher, I'm trying every day using ChatGPT, doing a lot of different things, do this that way in different contexts. I think it's doable. Okay, so yes, I think it's very much highly likely is replicable in your city or your context. Okay?
Other question? Here, I can see. Do you have I have another question. We are suffering over tourism in several parts of our country, but around the world. We attract a lot of visitors, but in some specific part of the city. Do you think you can explore or exploit this type of gamification to redirect flow around the city in another part? How can you capitalize also on cultural heritage and also new content to do this? Creativity and also cultural heritage are the main topic in our country.
We already talked about the over-tourism. The core problem of tourism is, I think, is kind of the visiting some place and standing in that place for a long time. They should stand a line. This makes, I think, is kind of make the problem. But this kind of how can I say that? Is walking the city, solving the missions, discovering the clues. We use the whole city as a game platform. So people don't stop some specific place for a long time, but keep walking around. So we can spread people as more widely. And that's one of the part. Second one is a business model. As people, we make the many digital contents, but people hesitate to pay for the digital contents. But the offline game, they much more easy to open their wallet. But still, we have some kind of the payable content model. They should enter some place and 가게에 들어가서 결제하는 게 익숙하기 때문에 일단 어떤 그 컨텐츠를 들어가서 결제하게 만들어주는 게 중요하다 얘기를.
Yeah, so what it says is we are very familiar with go to the shop and the payment with card. We are very get used to it. So if we can make that happen, then through this outdoor game, actually you can open their wallet, not wallet, card, okay, and make a payment that easy. I think that is highly possible. Okay, yeah, and just kind of in addition to that, I remember years ago I went to Macau, and there are 26 World Heritage Site in Macau. But what the tourism organization says, there are only top 3 in a site. Everybody visiting that, only the most famous site. Therefore, there are loads of problems with transportation, okay, and the huge traffic jam. And they want the people to visit other 23 other World Heritage Site. That was the number one priority, okay? Carrying capacity and how you can make people visit unvisited, unpopular places. So I think this kind of a game can solve clearly that kind of issue. I know the Venice or some there are most popular, very popular tourist destination in Italy, okay? And some cities, they want tourists, okay? But some cities, residents there, they are really hated. There are too many tourists, okay? So I think in this kind of a gamification idea, you can actually make people visit some countryside. I think we can have that kind of effect through the gamification in the real world. Yeah?
Thank you, Timothy. A question for you. We are talking often about the failure, the so-called failure of Metaverse, but you propose a new perspective to interpret Metaverse. And also, you suggest something to improve the business model. I'm curious about the topic of social interaction, because we are talking a lot about real-world social interaction, content engagement, social interaction in the metaverse, the opportunity to propose a new business model.
So I think the real world song have a really good compelling examples of the business model in real world through the gamification. In the metaverse environment, I think there are great opportunities for young people. The social interaction is there through the gaming or through their own interest. But the problem of the metaverse was there's no business model. Means there's no way you can pay in the metaverse environment. There are two reasons. Number one, identity. If you want to make a payment in the in our real world, you need a card. Means bank actually prove that yes, you are Professor Timothy Jung, okay? And you have a card and you have a tool to payment. So digital identity and payment is the most important things if you want to have transactions between customer and business. But in the metaverse for the last couple of years, lots of good stuff and social interaction, there's value, but there's no way you can prove who you are, okay? Because you can create many avatars, but actually the question is, I don't know who you are, okay? And also, you cannot pay. I don't know, is it really you who can pay something on the metaverse? No. However, I think there are very, very interesting recent change. You know, US government, they have a new act called about encouraging stablecoin, cryptocurrency. Okay, so very soon the digital dollar will replace existing dollar. Means, you know, in order to have a digital cash, you know, stablecoin, you need to prove who you are, and then as soon as you buy US dollars, and you can pay any item in the digital world. Metaverse world. Legally, it was illegal until last summer. But in August 2025, U.S. government have three very interesting act: Genius Act and Stablecoin Act and Central Bank Digital Cash Act. Means now, legally, you can buy digital cash, and you can pay anything, any product for your service and products legally, and now is becoming reality. Like a Circle, the company, they can issue the digital cash. So as strong as you buy the American bond, that you can buy, and as long as you got money, and you can actually buy digital cash. It means that you can buy anything in the digital world. So I think this is a great kind of opportunity. Is newly open. So if you have a real world combination of a real and virtual world, both real world, this kind of business model is possible, okay? And in the more virtual side, that kind of using digital cash, also you can do the business. So I think opportunities is open for both real world, digital world. But very important thing is digital. So in either case, you are using both real experience and digital experience. So if you have a good idea, or because Italy, you have a history, you have contents, good narrative, you have more contents, more story than anywhere in the world. So I think this panel or this case study, these use cases might give us some like inspirations how technology is something which you can actively engage and adopt it and use for your real business model. Now is real opportunities is just open. Okay.
Thank you so much, Timothy Zhang. Thank you so much, Jan Song, for your perfect combination between two different perspectives. Thank you all to be here.